Hey everyone. Sorry my camera's being a little weird. It's another Storytime video. I didn't do the intro because I didn't feel like doing it for my computer. So, yeah. I'm just gonna do it from my phone, so bear with me if the camera kind of goes in and out. But, this Storytime, oh wait, why does my camera look like that? Oh well, it doesn't matter. So, this Storytime has to do with something that occurred just a few days ago involving me and my sister, okay? So, we were up north, the north part of Indianapolis, um, and we were on 86th Street, 86th and Ditch Road. And there's this store that my sister goes to sometimes, and she's like, you know what, I haven't been there in a while, let's just go ahead and stop in. I'm like, okay, cool, I love the store. Now, for those who have been to 86th and Ditch Road, when I describe what's in it, you'll know the store that I am talking about. But I'm not gonna say the name of it in the video. So this particular store sells books on like herbal medicines, like books on spiritual healing. It sells like tapestries, crystals, incense, oils. Heck, it sells book about religion, and it sells book for witches. It's a variety of things that this store sells. Now, for those who have been in here, you'll know the store that I'm talking about. And listen to this encounter. So, we go into the store, and we're just browsing around, and we're looking inside of a case when we first get in, because my sister just wanted to look and see, if she wanted anything new or not. So we go in there, and this woman comes up, and she's like, "Oh, hey, how can I help you? You guys doing okay?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're just looking right now." My sister's like, "Well, can I see these crystals inside of this case, or rocks, or whatever it was?" She's like, "Yeah, sure." So she opens up the case. My sister looks at them, blah, blah, blah. So then the woman's like, "Okay, let me know if you need anything else." We're like, "Okay, sure." So then a few minutes later, my sister's like, "Oh, can you open up this case, blah, 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 whatever." So the woman gets crystals for her, puts it up at the front. Then we're still walking around. Now, and it's not even really all that funny. I mean, it's kind of funny and it's very silly, but it shouldn't have happened. So, my sister goes off in one direction, and I'm kind of still towards the front because I see these like rocks, and I'm trying to understand like what the meaning. Like, there's a little photo above the rocks because the rocks are like in a little tube, and it's like, oh, this color means this and this color means that, like for health and like wealth and all that weird stuff or whatever. I mean, it's not weird, it's pretty cool. But so this other woman, older woman, keep in mind, the entire staff is non-colored. I'm going to say that. The entire staff is non-colored. But the first chick was pretty cool. Second one, an older lady, comes up to me and she's like, "Hey, can I help you?" I'm like, "Oh, no, I'm just looking." She's like, "Okay, cool." But she kind of just stands near me. And I don't really like that. It was very weird. So my sister comes up. She already has stuff in her hand. So she's picking stuff up, because it's stuff that she wants to buy. And the woman looks at her and she's like, "Hey, can I set those up at the counter for you?" My sister's like, "No, thank you." And then she's like, "Oh, well, do you need a basket?" My sister's like, "Yeah, sure." Keep in mind, we at the moment we were the only two people of color in the store, the only two people, and she asked us if we wanted to set our stuff up there up front. No, nobody else, just us two. Keep that in mind. So she gets her a basket. We're still going on our way, still, walking and stuff. And I think she overheard me say, "Oh, I want to go back to the book section. I want to look at a few books." Because the next thing you know, we're still kind of looking at like tapestry and incense and stuff. And she's back there in the book section. At first, she wasn't. She was up front with everyone else. But then she decides to go back in the book section, and she just kind of stands behind the counter in the book section. So I'm like, okay. And I thought it was extremely weird. So we're just, I go back there and I'm looking at the books and stuff because I'm ignoring her. I know exactly what she's doing, but I'm ignoring her, and my sister is trying to ignore her too. But when something is wrong, my sister, love you, Kayla, I do, but she has a temper tantrum. So, or not necessarily a temper tantrum, but it's like she gets angry and it's hard for her not to show it, you know? Like if she's been done wrong, she's gonna speak up on it. And I admire her for that. I really do. Um but yeah, so I'm in the book section looking at books because I was curious about the palm of my hand. I wanted to know. I have like 3 sevens in the palm of my hand, and I wanted to know exactly, like what it meant. So I was looking up books on that, books on like herbal remedies and stuff for just sicknesses or whatever, because it seemed pretty cool. The lady comes back there and she's like, "You still finding everything all right?" Keep in mind, this was literally only seconds apart, maybe only 2 minutes apart. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing fine." She's like, "Okay, let me know if you need anything." But out the corner of my eye, it looks like she was still watching me. So I'm like, "Okay, this is really weird." And me and my sister felt it the entire time. We felt like tension. And so we're in the book section. Then at a certain point, we go towards the front of the store and we're looking at like all these symbols and all these keychains and really cool stuff. And my sister's on the phone, and because my brother had called, and I talked to him for a little bit and then gave the phone to my sister. And so she's on the phone, and I'm looking at other stuff, and then another woman comes up, different from the first two. Another woman comes up, and she's like, "Are you doing all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm doing good, just looking at this stuff here." She's like, "Okay, good." And she just stands there. And she's really close, but she just stands there, almost as if she's trying to find something to say. I'm like, "You can carry a regular conversation with me. You really can." Guys, that was a very, very uncomfortable experience. And this has not been the first time that I've experienced something like that. Like, if you are a person of color, sooner or later you have experienced something like that where somebody is following you around for no reason, like at all, because they think you're gonna steal, because it's discrimination. And so we pay for our stuff, we walk out the store and everything, and my sister immediately, when she gets in the car, she calls them. She's like, "Yeah, I had an uncomfortable experience, and I just wanted to let you guys know that. Like, can you please look into that?" And I didn't hear what the woman on the phone said, but I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Like, why are we the only ones treated that way? Because I don't like when people are kind of like stationed to watch you as if they know you're about to steal. And they judge it based on this. Sorry if my camera keeps getting blurry, but they judge it based on this thing here, this thing that isn't even us, this thing that we're gonna leave behind. They base it just off of this, and I'm like, wow, that's not cool at all. Oh my gosh, that was that was an experience. That really was an experience, and it's funny because just today my little sister visited for a few minutes before she had to head back to where she was going, and she went to the hospital because of the type of job that she does. Her and her coworker, and they were leaving, and she said that a woman of non-color, sorry, there's something popping up. She's like, a woman of non-color comes up like kind of racing behind them, asking them like, "Well, do you guys need help finding anything?" But I guess she said it in a rude way. And my sister's like, "Oh no, we're just about to leave." And she says, "Oh yeah, the exit is that way." Like, if I'm heading towards the exit, why are you telling me that? I don't I don't get it. There's literally no need for discrimination. There really is no need. We're not all going to steal because we don't really want your stuff. Not really. We all have money. Like, whether it be a lot or a little, we still have money. Most of us pay for our things. Like, I don't understand where that comes from. Well, I do understand where that comes from, but it's stupid. It is really, really stupid, especially with everything that is going on now with the George Floyd case, Breonna Taylor, even the 5 lynchings that happened literally just last week. If you guys don't know about that, I need for you guys to go check into that because that is important too. But this is getting way too out of hand. It's getting way too out of control. Like, you're really judging us on skin color. Really? It's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. And I don't want to keep going through that. So something has got to change literally. because this was not cool. And actually, now that I'm on that story, I'm sorry, I'm going to keep it running for just a little bit longer. I actually have another encounter story of that happening. So this happened years ago. A friend of mine and my sister, my older sister, we were just hanging. We were just hanging out, and we were getting hungry. And he's like, "Oh, have you guys been to Cracker Barrel before?" I said, "No, not really. To be honest, I thought that place in MCL was for old people, so I didn't know." But he's like, "Oh, the food's really good there." Me and my sister have never been, so we're like, "Okay, cool. We'll just go check it out." So we get out the car, we go in the restaurant, and when we step in, there's two waiters standing behind the counter. They don't say, "Good afternoon, how are you guys," anything like that. They give us this weird look, kind of giggle, and walk off. And I'm like, "Are you kidding?" Literally, this older, non-colored couple comes in right behind us, and somebody comes from the back, instantly greets them. So my sister, pissed off to the max, walked right out. It's like, really? Really? But I'm like, okay, sure, whatever, that's fine. So I don't know if I'll ever try their food because of that experience. Like that kind of turned me off to it. So I'm like, yeah, I don't really know if I'm going to try that, like, at all. And there are a few places like that where if I have a bad experience, I won't go back there. Either I won't go back there in general, or I just won't go back there for like a really, really long time. And I've had that happen a few times, but it's ridiculous, because why? There's literally no need. There's no need at all. Like, this has got to stop. Seriously. And it's kind of funny when people say all lives matter. Is It's kind of funny to hear them say that, because you don't treat us like that, like, at all. Like, people are so quick to discriminate, and the minute we shout Black Lives Matter, they're like, no, all lives matter. All lives will matter when we stop getting killed for no reason. All lives will matter when we stop getting followed around a store because people think we look suspicious or that we're about to steal. All lives will matter when I can step outside my front door and not worry about whether or not I or one of my family members may die today. That is when all lives will matter. All lives will matter when discrimination ends. So until then, we're not saying that all lives don't matter right now. We're just saying you need to look beyond. You have to look beyond. Simple as that. Simple as that. I hate the way that the world's going right now. It's ridiculous. It really is. And my heart goes out to the family of those who have been in situations like that. Like the whole George Floyd case, or the Ahmaud case, or Breonna Taylor, or, like I said, even the 5 people who literally just got lynched last week. My heart goes out to their families, because this is stuff that should not happen. Based off the color of our skin? Really? Really? And I often wonder, I'm like, if we were created in a world where we had no skin at all, you couldn't tell the color, you couldn't tell the difference in color or anything like that, will we really have discrimination or racism? I'm pretty sure humans would find something. Oh, your eyes are brown, your eyes are blue, your eyes are red, whatever. They'll find something. It's always something. But I'm going to leave it here. I just thought I'd get that off my chest, because that really, really bothered me. That really, really bothered me. It bothered my sister. Like, that's not something we should have to experience. Especially if she's... Here's the thing. It's not like it was her first time in that store. She's shopped there plenty of times before. Like, so many times before. And for her to say it's literally the same woman who does that every single time, you guys might need to check into that. You might need to do a background check into that. Like, seriously. Because that should not happen. Not at all. So, those are my thoughts. I'm just going to end the video here. Feel free to add any comments of your own, any experiences that you've had like that. I would like to hear it. And if not, it's fine. It's okay. You're good. But yeah, I'm going to end it here. So I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye.